Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing. If you like the show, why not support it with a small monthly contribution through Patreon? For less than the price of a traditional marriage, make a commitment that will inevitably end with at least one person unhappy. Just visit patreon.com/FistShark or click the big Patreon button at fistshark.com. And thanks for listening. Guys, David Duchovny's in the lobby again.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
No, he just walked in the door. I just got the call from the front desk.
I'll get the straw.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you get on the phone and get QA to go and get all of the other equipment out of storage so that we can set up for his arrival?
Yeah,
Give him a call.
They should have their surf outfits like underneath the desks already, so get them to put that stuff on first. There's an emergency Tupperware box full of cow dung that's over by the, I think it's in the sales department, over by the bell ringer. Get them to smear themselves. Do they know the drill by now?
Okay, wait. Why are we doing this?
Well,
You know exactly why we're doing this, because he's going to want an audience with his regency.
yeah.
I know, but we are not a feudal castle. We are a marketing office.
Right.
We're losing
right.
precious time here, Conrad. I mean, we got to get the red carpet rolled out, like ASAP.
Yeah, like, you know what he's like. He's going to be in the lobby right now screaming, "I demand audience with the king."
I know.
He's probably bought a trebuchet with him, and I do not want to be trebucheted again. It's not like it's even very effective. It just throws jars of piss, but I don't want jars of piss in the lobby again. Not David.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
It stinks of beef.
Right, I understand that, and I know that he won't come in, but why won't he come in? Like, couldn't we just explain to him that, hey, if you want to come and talk about your career and your plans, and just come up into the office, and maybe we don't have to do, because this is getting ridiculous. I mean, it'd be one thing if he was calling ahead, and giving us an hour to set things up. I mean, he's just dropping in and demanding audience with the king.
Do you want to be the person to tell David Duchovny that the king doesn't exist?
We're not
Conrad?
doing that. We are not telling David Duchovny that he does not live in medieval Europe. The same thing's going to happen that happens all the time. Craig the intern is going to go down there as a hobbling wench, and it's someone out there hobbling, Craig. Get on it, get the bricks. Come on. So he's going to go down there, he's going to greet David and lead him up. We'll have all the straw and the shit and the pigs running around. We'll have the serfs. We'll have, I'll be dressed up as fucking Motley the Jester again. Hey nonny nonny and all that shit. And one of you two, as usual, will don the crown and the beard and be the king. And he'll say his piece and leave.
I'm actually quite surprised he hasn't caught on to that yet with me and the beard, but
I don't think it matters. I think so long as he sees a king, he's fine. So whoever wears it, I mean, we got a dog dressed up like the king once, and he didn't notice. He just came in, yelled about how, his fatted calves are being eaten by a dragon and he needs it dealt with, and someone stood behind the dog and was just, "I will see to your deeds in my wisdom," and that satisfied him. So, then he agreed to do the new X-Files series.
This is the only way we can do this, because, I mean... Just like a tracking system, maybe. Can we just install a tracking device on David Duchovny that lets us know when he's within, say, a 5-mile radius of the building? At least then we could be somewhat prepared for the eventuality.
We can't risk him being near advanced technology. I don't think you quite realise what... He thinks he slid, like in Sliders, to a medieval fantasy realm, okay? We don't know what would happen if we shattered that illusion. We already know he's frail. He brings jars of his own piss in a trebuchet to the office. And I don't want his beef-smelling piss on my clothing. Okay? It could be like waking up a sleepwalker. No one has told David Duchovny that he is here, existing in the world of today, of 2015, and no one dares to, because he could snap out and just scream and yell and throw his jars of beefy piss.
I mean, Conrad, do you not remember the time when Doris forgot David Duchovny was coming and she was walking around in plain clothes with her Crocs and he fainted? He could have died.
He could have died. He fell face first into one of our pig feeding troughs. It was an hour before anyone found him bubbling in there.
I just don't understand why he doesn't have this cognitive dissonance when he's doing a show where he's wielding a gun and talking about extraterrestrials.
Well, I think that speaks highly of what a fantastic actor David Duchovny is.
Yeah, let's not drag his name through the mud here. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, we need to drag him through the mud, quite literally, because that's how he's going to want it, in a wheelbarrow.
Oh,
I realise it's effort. Do you think I like
it's not
pulling Jester's leggings over myself?
I actually think you do.
That's besides the point, Conrad. Oh, okay, I may enjoy playing the court fool and bonking people on their head with a little jester's head on a stick, going tee-hee-hee, riddle me ring.
Well, I mean, I don't ever see you volunteering to take on the role of the king.
Well, the king's boring, isn't it? You got to sit there on a throne, which he insists on being like the one from Game of Thrones, so it's covered in switchblades.
Incredibly uncomfortable.
I ain't sitting on the switchblade chair. It's a great honour to be the king, is what I'm saying. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Or the dog's head.
That's not a good thing.
On a swivel chair full of switchblades.
I'm just tired of it. I'm just sick of it. And nothing gets done the rest of the day. And the complaints from the cleaning staff are he's gonna be back again on Thursday. You know it. You know he is.
I know he is, which is why, lunch that day will be onions and wheat, as it always is. You signed up to this job. You know what this job entails. You know every Thursday we have to eat onions and wheat because of David Duchovny and a jar full of piss.
Oh, I don't really so much mind the onions and wheat, actually. Well, it keeps me pretty regular.
It's nutritious, and it does go through you, and it makes you do your poos good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, because it's Thursday, we're just pooing on the floor, which saves a trip to the bathroom, which I think is efficient. If we were actually able to do any work that day, instead of crafting a mockery of a Renaissance fair, then that would be efficient. Eating an onion and pooing on the floor.
All right, well, is there at least some god-awful project we can put him on that justifies this unexpected visit today?
Well, look, he's on the X-Files. He's on that new series. We've got to keep him sweet until that comes out.
I know, but maybe some sort of off-Broadway one-man show about being a porcupine.
I have it. A Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead Broadway show.
Oh, have you heard the book for that? It is fantastic. I'm a little concerned about the number of high-wire stunts.
Results are in for our new clinical trial that we've been doing down in the lab.
We can't call it a clinical trial. The lawyer's very explicit. If we're using an asset, it's a product test.
Product test.
Right.
Okay.
Wait. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, right. It's our latest product / blasphemy that we're working on.
Yeah, it's
blasphemy.
It's something Dr. Nightscream had cooked up. He had this idea. You have to thinking about how frail and useless the human skeletal system is in a lot of ways, and tried to find a way to sort of improve it to make it better. Yeah.
Dr. Nightscream famously hates bones. Hates them. Doesn't like how they require calcium, hates that they're full of marrow, like the guy can't stand marrow. He's always trying to extract it from people in their sleep. I often wake up in the night and he's got his hose and pipes, and I'm like, get off, silly Dr. Nightscream, you're not getting my marrow tonight, I need it to live. So he thinks that he can eliminate all of that unnecessary bone maintenance that we need to do.
This actually sounds kind of great. So he's developing like a new kind of material, like a metal to replace the fallibility of bones?
In a way. In his own way, he has improved the human skeletal structure in Dr. Nightscream's own way. It's a relatively invasive process, which will be fine.
As you might expect.
Yeah, it'll be fine as soon as we find out a way that you can say the word invasive positively. You know, it's a relatively invasive process. That sounds all right. Yeah. So it's a relatively invasive process in which incisions are made from the shoulder down to the arm, down to the wrist, okay, on both arms. Incision made in a sort of circular motion around the chest, upper back, lower back, both sides, front and back of the legs. And I think, of course, silly me, the skull has to be pulled out as well. So, using these very careful incisions, I mean, I say incisions, I think the term he uses is surgical gulf. These surgical gulfs that he carves into the human body allow him to painfully extract the human skeleton from the human body with minimal damage to the internal organs. And by minimal damage, I mean damage to the internal organs. But not maximum damage, which is a plus point and an improvement in Dr. Nightscream's current experimentation.
So this invasive project, as you will.
That. I like that French spin.
There you go.
Process l'invasive. That's what we'll call it.
So this invasive process, what are the medical benefits to this?
Très bien. I'm glad you asked. The medical benefits is the new skeleton that is invasively put back into the body. The bones are kind of, they're thrown into a trash can, ground up into bone meal, which I found out can't actually be used as a real meal, which explains why that boy died. But what he's going to do is, we get rid of all the useless bones, don't need them. Obviously, Dr. Nightscream takes the marrow for his own purposes. The new skeleton, which has been custom built and had Nike swishes put on them so that they are well trendy, that's just popped back in, like that just, what's the word he used? Stuffed? No, crammed back into the arms, the legs, upper back, lower back, thighs, legs, feet, and what else? Oh, and of course the skull's jammed back in as well.
Yeah, so he's basically replacing the entire skeletal system with a new set of bones of his own design.
Yeah, wooden bones.
Wooden bones, right.
Wooden.
Yeah. According to Dr. Nightscream, unlike bone and cartilage, wood, it doesn't suffer any damage. There's no wear and tear. The joints are completely indestructible, according to his research. The wood itself is reliable and strong, but also quite cheap because it's driftwood. He has a whole bunch of sort of interns that go out to the beach and collect driftwood that have just sort of washed up from shipwrecks. Specifically from FistShark's own cruise liner brand that apparently gets shipwrecked a lot. So we kind of make back our money lost there by turning those beautiful luxury boats that seem to crash constantly due to a combination of shoddy workmanship, drunk navigators, and a captain with no absolute training whatsoever. And we take that, we craft that driftwood into healthy bones that are then inserted back into the human body. We've done one test so far with Jacob from Quality Assurance, and the results so far have been stunning.
Oh, so what's how's he doing? How are the bones working?
They are working stunningly.
Okay, so I mean, what is he's able to get up and move around? Have we tested their resiliency?
I assume he's able to float in water now.
Let me just try and find a good way to describe this. He is performing stunningly. Performing at what? He is stunning.
You certainly seem stunned.
I was when I saw it. Him. Him. I said him.
You said it. Jacob from QA is dead, isn't he?
No, not at all.
So what is Jacob from QA? I mean, other than being a miserable wretch.
You already read the case files, I see.
He was a
So why'd you need to ask me?
No, he was a miserable wretch because he was in QA.
Well, that's true.
You mean, okay, so he's
a literal miserable wretch now.
So is he conscious? Is he able to get up and move around?
The amount he screams, he is conscious. At least when he's conscious.
But basically you're telling me that he's never going to be able to return to work.
Let me answer that question by answering a question that Caitlin asked earlier in the conversation. Yes, Jacob floats.
So it's a success.
I mean,
that's an improvement.
He is a kind of boat now.
He's a Jacob boat.
Now, we just have to find a way to market a self-aware shrieking boat. And we've got a brand new product on our hands. It might not be the one Dr. Nightscream wanted, but it's the one we've got. Plus all of the excess skin that was left over from the operation makes a fantastic sale.
I mean, I know you're trying to make the best out of a bad situation, but when I think about all the conversations I'd been having with Nike and Adidas about getting branding on the Better Bones.
But the branding's still there. The bits of wood that have jutted out from his joints, they've got the Nike swooshes on them.
I mean, hold on, comrade. Jim might actually be on to something here. Do sirens still exist? If so, we might have a market for this boat.
Wait, so you're suggesting that we include these as a sort of safety reliability feature on our FistShark cruise ships going forward? To sort of warn people when it's about to go down.
Cars have alarms, don't they?
We could get a whole bunch of Jacob boats, right? Plop them in the ocean near icebergs, rocky crags, anywhere where boats need to steer clear of, and their haunting shrieks should warn onlookers.
It's a pretty good idea.
Anybody passing by, yeah. I mean, I could see this working out quite well. There's a whole human rights issue that we'd have to get around, but I think there's a case that by the time Nightscream's done with them, they're technically not human anymore.
Guys, we have to do something about Adam Sandler. Pixels
I'm not taking any responsibility for Pixels. I had nothing to do with it.
Don't look at me. I would not have let this go across the desk. It would have stopped right there.
Who was maintaining Adam's jar?
I thought it's been full for a while.
Clearly not. I thought we restocked after Grown Ups 2. Apparently we didn't, because Pixels is coming out and there's that racist one he's doing soon. We can't keep letting this happen. Adam Sandler used to be the king of the world.
I know, but it just seems to be getting worse. Every time I think that we have found the proper level with which to feed Adam, he's just devouring more and more all the time, and it's no longer resulting in positive output. The content just keeps getting worse.
Well, I don't think we've been feeding him enough, because I saw a photo of him recently. The man looked empty. He looked as shriveled a husk as he did when we first unearthed him from that cigarette.
I know, but we're running out of good sources at this point. Normally places we would normally have been able to tap and draw upon, they're starting to dry up too.
You guys try and put your heads together. I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go check on the jar. Okay? I'm gonna go check on the jar.
I mean, maybe it's not the quantity, but the quality here.
Well, I agree. The sources that we've been able to get from lately have not been as potent as some of the ones were in the early days. We had a whole lot of really strong places to get nourishment from, but
okay, guys, Jesus Christ!
What?
I just went to check on the jar.
Yeah,
there's barely an inch left. It's at the bottom, and it's just I can see it evaporating in real time. Okay, get Craig on the phone. Send him into the scarab pit. We need to send a scarab out, one that's got Kevin James's scent. We need to do another extraction on Kevin.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna get a whole lot of juice out of Kevin James at this point.
I know there's not much left, but at this point, even if we have to suck him dry to sustain Adam, it's gonna have to happen.
Jim,
Kevin James doesn't need a soul anyway, okay?
This is where we got ourselves in trouble. This is probably why Pixels happened in the first place. We're tapping the wrong people.
Well, we can't get Marlon Wayans again.
Oh, and like Marlon Wayans was a big get. I mean, for crying out loud, it's not like Chris Rock, who, you know, really fed us for quite a while.
That's true. But I mean,
lately,
look,
even he's just not been looking so good.
Everyone's tapped out. Trying to sustain Adam with the souls of other comedians has been working for us quite well up until now. But Adam Sandler's Soldier, as I said, is at a record low. That's obviously why this Pixels thing has happened, and we've got to get to him before that one that in the Wild West comes out, before that Native American one that he's doing comes out, because I think that will destroy him. His need for souls at that point, I don't even think we have enough scarabs in the scarab pit.
I just don't know if there are enough mature sources out there left to draw from. I mean,
well, who have we taken from recently?
Recently, Daniel Tosh. Which, I mean...
He was vibrant. He was vibrant, and he was a rich source of nutrition. I mean, yeah. I honestly thought we'd get another Waterboy out of Adam, just based on Tosh's contributions alone to the job.
And yet, here we are, lasted maybe 2 months, and we wound up with that, what was that one with, where he played his sister and himself?
I think that was Nick Kroll's juice.
Oh, was that Nick Kroll?
Yeah, I think we used him up.
You know, if only Dave Chappelle hadn't gotten wise to what we were doing.
Yeah.
Popped off to Africa. I mean, we could have very easily had another 50 First Dates on our hands, but oh no.
Dave Chappelle just won't let an ancient insect beyond the common understanding of space and time suck on his soul so that Adam Sandler can use it parasite-like and produce a quality hit. David Chappelle has to deny the American public what they want, which is high-quality Adam Sandler movies, and all he had to do was give us a bit of his soul.
I mean, we're all in it for the greater good here, and I don't think they're understanding that, which is why we have to steal it most of the time.
Yeah, I don't like stealing souls. I'm a goddamn marketing executive. I'm not here to steal people's souls, okay? I'm here to produce quality results. And if that means maintaining a phylactery for an ancient undead that we unearthed from a ziggurat in the middle of a forest, then so be it.
We all have to do what we have to do.
Don't blame us. Blame whoever erected a blasphemous temple housing a comedic lich in the middle of Boston.
I don't know who's responsible for that, but they're the ones to blame, not us, you know? We just found it and fed it the soul of Bill Cosby. And set it loose.
Conrad, I know you're strongly against it, but I think it's time to harvest Schumer, Poehler, and Bay. They're the only things they're the only ones left.
Are they ready?
Well, Faye's ready. I mean, and we need someone to replace Julia Louis-Dreyfus, because it's between her and Paula Poundstone, we're just not getting a whole lot of any of that sort of sarcastic quarter. But I don't think I think Schumer's got another year or two before she really reaches the peak of her ripeness.
We're running out of options here.
Okay. All right. How about this? Bo Burnham's young. He's juicy. He seems to be a limitless well.
He's got hope. I think that's what I like most about him, and I think that's what sustains Sandler the most. Hope. I mean, the injection of that when we first found him is what got him on Saturday Night Live.
All right, so we'll do Faye, we'll do Poehler, and we'll do Burnham. And then, hopefully, this gets us, if not an Adam Sandler vehicle, maybe, just a Happy Madison production that succeeds on the level of Grandma's Boy or something.
Or at the very least, we can get Frasier and Buscemi together for Airheads too.
Yeah, well, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, my fear is that the fresher souls we get him, the more ravenous he'll become.
Well, and it's not like we can stop him.
That's true. I mean, we did crack open the tomb, and it is our curse until we die and our children take over the burden.
Well, and I mean, and what's the alternative? If we don't feed Adam Sandler, then he's just going to keep making movies. Like, there's no preventing Adam Sandler from making a film.
Yeah,
that's just going to happen.
There is only limiting the damage.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Additional music by Alazar Chan. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, this is the way the world ends. Whimper. Goodbye.
FistShark Marketing would like to address rumours that we are currently, have ever, or might in the future represent a one Dr. Lawrence Palmer DDS of Bloomington, Minnesota. We have never worked with the aforementioned dentist, and certainly would never have worked with him if we knew he got his rocks off from hunting and killing lions. Not that we ever did work with him, because we did not. In fact, we have never even met a dentist in real life. What is a dentist? Our senior partners deny all knowledge of dentists and believe they may quite possibly be a joke. Furthermore, we think Dr. Palmer is a bad dentist because he definitely is, because we met him once and he was terrible. The worst. As is our civic duty, we at FistShark Marketing urge our clients and our consumers to keep away from River Bluff Dental as it is dangerous and evil. Be warned. He allegedly removes all of your teeth, allegedly, and then wears them around his neck as a ghastly trophy, allegedly. His entire dentistry is littered with the body parts he claims as his own. Even the drills are made out of sharpened finger bones. Children's finger bones, because they're smaller, and also because he is the worst. Rather than gas you, or apply any form of drug, he seems to believe that playing you the recorded screams of thousands of people and foxes on a weathered, sticky cassette tape is a form of anaesthetic. He does have gas, but it's not dentist gas. It's a different kind of gas. Do not ask him about the gas. Do not inhale the gas. Do not look at the gas. Do not let the gas look at you. If you're lucky, Dr. Palmer, or as he likes to be called during work hours, the adjudicator of revels, will replace your removed teeth, usually with springs or pieces of driftwood. If you're unlucky, he will also replace your removed teeth, but the springs will be rusted and the driftwood will whisper to you. I do not recommend visiting the adjudicator or even passing nearby his ziggurat that leaks black waters into the greater Bloomington area. Be especially careful in the morning, at lunchtime, and for most of the evening, as these are the times he sends out his bag persons to acquire patients who do not yet know they are patients. FistShark Marketing instead recommends Smiley Time Dentistry right here in our hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, that is quite far away from Minnesota, but would you rather have a confirmed monster work on your precious, valuable teeth, or the unconfirmed monsters at Smiley Time, who are fully licensed professionals, have never technically killed an animal of any kind, and hardly ever remove pieces of your skull? FistShark Marketing and its subsidiary FistShark Legal would like to remind you all that anything said in this press release is not libel, and therefore we cannot be sued for libel. Libel consists of false allegations made via the written word, and we are quite clearly talking out loud with our mouths and faces. That is called slander, and FistShark Legal is quite sure you cannot actually be sued for that because it's not libel, so don't even try it. FistShark Marketing has never heard of dentists. Apart from Smiley Time Dentists, and the dentist's office we share a building with, who we don't like because they keep trying to get us moved out of the building due to leakages, breakages, night howling and poison. In fact, Dr. Palmer works there too, because he's terrible.